girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this particular day, I was cycling from Nairobi, Kenya to Kampala, Uganda, a distance of 650 kilometers for 2 days. So my plan was very simple. I cycled the first 330 kilometers from Nairobi to Kisumu day 1, and then day 2, I cycled the remainder about 300 kilometers from Kisumu to Kampala. So I started at around 4 a.m. and good thing is that it had drizzled a little in the night, but when I woke up in the morning it was already dry. And the only thing that was a challenge now was the cold, and I had to deal with the cold. So I dealt with the cold for the 50 kilometers up to Flyover, struggling to maintain my pace, just working with 20 kph. And you see, it's all climbing. Waiyaki Way is all climbing. There is no rest, just climbing. And at the same time, I had to conserve the energy to ensure that I actually get to the end of my planned ride for the day. So by the time you get to Sokomjinga, you start to get a relief of hope that you're actually done with the 50 kilometers of climbing and cold, because soon I'll be at Flyover. And by the time I'm getting here, I was very happy that the weather was starting to warm up instead of the chilly one that was there. And very soon I'll be getting to Flyover to take breakfast. So Flyover is this bridge here, because the bridge flies over the road, takes people to Thika and surrounding areas. I had to stop here because dropping to Kinungi will be a dead wish with the cold that was already biting me. Kinungi is very long when you are dropping, and your fingers are very numb. It's good that you reduce that and ensure that at least you are able to work with flexible fingers. You need to use brakes from time to time. It can be a bit windy. So I took like 4 mandazis and 2 cups of tea. And it was worth helping to reduce the cold that was already making my fingers to be numb. And I can say Flyover is sort of like a lifesaver. I rarely pass Flyover without taking tea. Once done, it was time to drop down to Kinungi. Some people prefer to use my mayo, and I guess it's for their own reasons. Maybe they feel my mayo escarpment is much safer, but for me it's the other way around. I feel Kinungi is safer because there are less trucks on this side, and the road is wider, compared to the road at the escarpment. Finally, I was getting to Naivasha, and Naivasha, by the time I was getting here, was having like 75 kilometers, and now the sun was coming out. Now it was time to kick in the energy, and I will be increasing my pace. My pace, though it had increased because of dropping Kinungi, but now I was going to work on maintaining it. Maybe some 28 kph, 30 kph there. And this section, you can be harassed by trucks and buses, but I normally maintain my place. Up to this point, sometimes I get hooted at, even behind there at Flyover and Sachang'wan, but I normally maintain my place, because if there is nowhere to go to, why harass me to leave the road? And you can always find truck drivers who also respect cyclists. Like this one, he was driving behind me for some distance, and once I noticed that, I just worked on my pace and maintained a good pace of around 35 kph, and for a while it was sort of like covering me. How I wish I had enough strength to do that for a long distance. And the weather is becoming very friendly, though it will become unfriendly as we proceed when the hot sun starts to come out, like the sun starts to get upset with me. So I needed to get to Nakuru very fast and reduce wastage of time. By the time the sun gets hot, I should be in Nakuru and even beyond, so that I be able to finish the first half of my ride by noon or by before noon. So I was in Gilgil, and after Gilgil I'll be dropping to Kikopey. By the way guys, Kikopey does give me vibes of Maimayo. Even the drop and just passing through it. You're going to see. If you've been to Maimayo, you will see that. I mean, if you are keen when you're passing through Maimayo. Just watch this drop and tell me if it doesn't give you deja vu of Maimayo. Getting to Maimayo town. See for yourself that it looks much the same as Maimayo. Even the trucks that are lined up there. Then after Kikopey there is a nice drop. When you finish, you pass through Kariandusi and you proceed like that as you start to pick up the pace. So 40 kilometers later, or should I say 35 kilometers later, I was approaching Nakuru free area. And in Nakuru I was to pick a friend of mine I've just met online called Brayoo. So as usual, getting into Nakuru, there is traffic jam like that. And traffic jams don't slow me down at all. area I saw it was flooded last time when it was raining cats and dogs. Seems to be having a poor drainage under that footbridge. I had placed my camera a bit down, that's why it was appearing like that. I think there are like 4 roundabouts in town. So after that, I was to tackle the climb into Uganda. Yes, a little bit of pacing myself with the tracks and trying to build up. Unfortunately, my friend Brayoo, I think he left a bit earlier than me, so I will catch up with him up at Uganda. And soon I found him, and it was now time to ride together. And we started to pick up the pace, riding together. Salgaa was not very far from here. Riding, my chain decided to give it, and one of the links actually broke, and we tried to fix the chain link. We thought it would actually work, and it worked for a while, and then again it broke. So we decided, let's put it back to the bike, and then Brayoo will push me until we get somewhere where we can fix it using a hammer, because I forgot to come with my chain cutter. So Brayoo was pushing me because it was windy. As much as it was a drop, it was windy, and there was no other way for us to keep going. And when we got to where there is a nice drop, I will drop with gravity. Trying to see how fast I can actually drop, and finally we got a place where we could actually fix the chain. So we had to remove the bad chain link and put on a different one. Or not put a different bad, but replace it with another one. And we'll be back on the road. As much as the chain will be shorter, but it worked. Soon we were getting to Salgaa town, and we are now ready to tackle Sachang'wan. So Sachang'wan seems to be a very dusty place at times, and also muddy depending on the weather. And because of the many trucks that are here, it doesn't feel safe for you to be cycling behind trucks. You can, even if they are moving slow, because you can even get a puncture or hit a pothole. Sachang'wan climb is one long climb, and you need a very nice strategy of dealing with the climb. I think in future I will share how to deal with such a climb, because in this particular day we dealt with 3 of them, Sachang'wan. So this was just one of them. So if you are fearing Sachang'wan, just know on this particular day we tackled like 3 of them and we survived. So Sachang'wan is in 2 parts. The first part is not steep. The second one is the one that is very steep. But the challenge here is after you've suffered from the first one, you will feel the other one to be very tough. But you normally feel the other one being very tough, and so by the time you get to the second one, you are all drained out. But if you worked with a very nice pace for the first one, the second one will not be tough as much as it is steeper. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. I'll be sharing the next part of the video that we took in coming days. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button for more notifications.
Apple.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.